Hey everybody, this is Baka D Bryan, and sorry for any noises or cracking in my voice. I'm starting to feel sick, and I'm trying to do this as soon as possible before it's completely destroyed. Before I start the video, just spoiler warning: anybody who has not caught up to season 4 and episode 16, I'll be spoiling things from those episodes, so you've been warned. By the title of the video, you should see that I'm just theorizing what Marco's ultimate destiny in the show will be, and many people already think this, but basically, he'll become the next Queen of Muni. From my previous video, which if you haven't checked out, please check it out because I'll be recalling a bunch of points I made in that video in this video. In that video, I theorized that Marco is the descendant of Justine, which will actually give him a small claim to the throne because he will have the blood of royalty. And in that video, I pointed out the similarities between Marco and Moon, which can an additional one I found while looking at the Book of Spells again, which shows that they are both dead horses in the astrological sign guide, which is basically similar to our zodiac signs of the stars that we have in the real world. The Book of Spells describes dead horses as straightforward, faithful, leader, rule follower, and wise and cold. I'm not sure exactly what cold means, but two of them, wise and leader, are perfect things that a ruler will need to be. Another parallel that I saw was that both Moon's and Marco's mother both are narwhals in the Muni's astrological signs. The additional thing I want to add to this video that I didn't get to add to a previous video was that in episode 12, season 3 deep dive, Marco used the wand as a last resort to look for stars. But even Daniel thought that was a bad idea by stating, "Dude, that's a bad idea. That's coming from me." This was implying that if Marco touched the wand, that it was going to explode or kill him some way, but it didn't. Marco's explanation was that both him and Star's soul were bonded so closely that the wand didn't reject him. For me, I believe it was more that the wand was recognizing him as royal blood and didn't reject him. Speaking about the wand is also been held by every Queen of Muni ever since the conception of the Kingdom of Muni. In season 4, episode 12, A Spell with No Name, it was shown that each of the Queens of Muni have a little room inside the wand that contains all the spells they developed or mastered. Each of the rooms has a door that contains the cheat mark of that specific queen. And that episode also showed a door that contains a crescent moon cheat mark that can either be related to Marco or Selena the Shy. I go with it being Marco's room because in the room it didn't contain any spells because Marco didn't have enough time to develop spells or even master any. This is in stark contrast to Meteora, who has never wielded the wand and most likely doesn't have a room. Yet she has already developed her magic skills without using the wand at all. Speaking of Meteora, I like to bring up her hatred for Marco, and I believe I know why. Meteora, who is half monster, and monsters are related more to animals or have more animal instincts, so she will be more sensitive to her surroundings, especially since she has the ability to use magic, and magic can amplify your strengths or your senses. This can be seen in the recent episode, season 4, episode 16, Gone Baby Gone. In this episode, we see a teenage Meteora and finally find out that she doesn't have any of her memories if she grows up, but still instinctively hates Marco. And I know specifically why. Her instincts are most likely telling her that Marco's a threat to her ruling as Queen of Muni. And this can be seen in a few animals that always feel threatened by rivals and always try to attack them. This will not be the first time that Marco and Meteora, formerly Miss Haynes, had this type of relationship. And season 1, episode 10, St. Olga's Reform School, A Wayward Princesses, Marco actually rebelled against Miss Haynes / Meteora and took over as a symbol and the leader of the school. This will just be the past repeating itself and also callbacks due to the fact the last season has been mainly callbacks. Speaking of callbacks, in the recent season of season 4, there was an episode which is episode 11, Night Shift, which made many callbacks to another episode of season 2, episode 2, both segments which are Red Belt and Mr. Cano Cares. These two episodes play heavily on the theme of destiny, with Mr. Cano talking to Star about her future as being a princess, but on the other hand, Mr. Crandall, who either is Mr. Candle or just really looks like him, talks to Marco about his future, about being a knight. But on the other hand, Marco getting his red belt can also be related to destiny because of the red thread of fate. And also the part where he sees himself in the suit can also be related to him being royalty. Suits or more fancy or more dressed up clothes can be related to high society or royalty. In the Night Shift episode, Star gives Marco a knight's cape, which has different patches of things that happen throughout the series. Also states that she will sew on the final patch when he gets his lifelong post. Star even states that she wanted to really do this for him and that all of the other knights get their own capes. Which is ironic because unlike all the other knights squires, he was a squire to a princess. Which leads me to my next point. Marco was a squire to Star, who at the time was either a princess or a queen, which when you're a squire, you will one day take the same position as the person you are a squire to, which can point to the fact that Marco will become Queen of Muni. This is not that very odd because he does have that Princess Tordina or Princess Marco who he sometimes acts at certain times. It's not like Marco would be a bad Queen of Muni because it's already been shown in the show that he can and has the ability to be a great ruler. In episode 2 of season 3, Marco and the King, Marco was able to help River to run the Kingdom of Muni while Moon and Star were away fighting Noodle. Later on in the season, on episode 21, Conquered, Marco was able to lead an army against Meteoro, holding her off until Star came back. Additionally, Marco was wearing his princess outfit at the time, so, another clue. Additionally, I don't think that the people of Muni will actually mind Marco becoming the next Queen of Muni. The thing that leads me to believe they will not mind is in the beginning of this season, episode 1, season 4, Butterfly Follies. When Star, River, and Marco enter town, humans are holding a play showing that both River and Star are incompetent as rulers and that Moon is a great ruler who they still respect. In the same play, they were making fun of Ponyhead and also stated that Ponyhead was Star's best friend, not Marco. This made Marco feel sad and thought they were making fun of him. To me, it's the contrary. They were not making fun of him and didn't show him in the play because, like Moon, they respected him. The reason they respect him, which I've shown in the previous part of this video where I talked about the 2 episodes from season 3, he was shown to be a great leader and also he was shown to be a great hero to the Kingdom of Muni by fighting off against Meteoro. Well, that's all for the video. The only question I have left is, will Marco have to change his last name to Butterfly or could he keep his last name of Diaz? You tell me down below about this question and or about your thoughts on the video. Please like and subscribe, suggest my videos to your friends, and like always, be free, do your own style, and peace out.